I was reading something earlier, right? And I was talking to Roberto about this. I always get into books, right? getting
A
getting
true
on to.
scholar, a modern
No,
scholar.
I just found something, and um, it's in this book, The Road Less
Road less travel.
Traveled. Yeah, and it's talking about discipline. I'll just read it, right? It says, discipline has been defined as a system of techniques of dealing constructively with the pain of problem solving instead of avoiding that pain in such a way that all of life's problems can be solved. It talks about four basic techniques, right, which have been established, right? Let me read them to you. Number one, delayed gratification.
Mm.
Number two, assumption of responsibility. Number three, dedication to the truth or reality. And then balancing is the last one,
Mm.
right? So that's delayed gratification, which we all know. Assumption of responsibility, which is taking responsibility of your situation. Dedication to the truth or reality, and balancing. So, like the most interesting ones out of that, because we know what delayed gratification is, but the last two, dedication to the truth and balancing, are super important, right?
Hmm.
Especially when it comes to dating, right? So let's look at dedication to the truth. This means accepting reality and not trying to live a kind of pseudo life that is almost trying to fight against reality,
Mm.
right? And that
Yep.
might be spinning plates is avoiding reality, isn't it? Because you're
Mm.
not really facing the reality that you're not developing anything meaningful. And then balance, which is the fourth thing, and you'll see this a lot with like guys that we speak to and stuff like this, just in terms of the dating life. Balance is avoiding black and white thinking or operating in the extremes at either end, right?
Hmm.
So that you might see this as um, black and white thinking might be, oh, all women are bad, they treat me bad, like negativity.
Yeah.
And then, like, let's say the nice guy who gets absolutely walked over all the time,
Uh-huh.
right, gets fed up of it. And what does that nice guy usually do?
Comes an asshole.
They flip to the extreme, don't they?
Yep.
And become the absolute asshole. So balance is all about finding the balance. Where is it's almost like becoming secure. Where's the secure line?
Mm.
Whereas when you're out of balance, you're operating at either edge of the fringe, right? So you're either
Mm.
the complete fucking nice guy that's just getting walked on, or the simp or whatever, or you're being you're trying to be that absolute asshole because you've overcompensated in the opposite direction. So
Yep.
finding balance is like in anything in life. It's like uh, all or nothing thinking, black and white thinking. It's like you can't even when you take a risk on something that is personal to you. You're either super defensive or super open about it. Super close
Mm.
or super open. So you might be super anxious or super avoidant. What about being in the middle and just being flipping secure and having balance so that, like, whatever you do in life in terms of your dating, you're not a fucking asshole. You're just a nice guy, but you got some boundaries and things. Not a nice guy. I mean, you're just a
A kind
cool
person.
guy. Well, yeah,
Kind.
kind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
like, if you think like, you know, that really strong man that you can just tell is like a leader, they're
Yeah.
kind, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really famous people are kind, aren't they?
Right. And there's something I love this this thread, Andy, because and this is not an excuse for that behavior, but there's something seductive about being on either side of that extreme. There's something like
Yeah,
it's pleasurable. There's an addictive quality.
there
I think
is.
that's why people fall into addiction. Like
Mm,
you're so extreme, you're going so hard, like there's something like there's a rush about it. And then also being on that sometimes in the pity end of it where you're feeling like the
mhm.
victim or something isn't right, there can be something, an attractive quality there too. And you see people stuck into both sides. And the truth is, being in that balance, when you're coming from one or the other, it can be
Mm.
boring. there's an element of like recalibration. There's not that dopamine hit you get. But why I think this is so important to get to, and where most people I think eventually grow into, is because it's just so peaceful. You just realize like, oh, peace is way more important to me than having a rush of dopamine here, and then you have a huge crash. Like sometimes relationships are going to be boring too. Long-term
Yeah.
relationships. Uh, some of the most exciting parts of a relationship are in that beginning, but
Mm.
but it doesn't last and it's very intense. So I really
Mm.
like that idea that the key is to kind of come into the middle and learn how to
Yeah.
be with yourself, at least the best you can
Yeah.
be.